Welcome to Valley Viewpoint. I'm Roger Johnson. My guests are Tommy and Thomas Mayhew. Both of these gentlemen are from the Tri-Cities, and Tommy is an artist, a violinist. And we're going to hear from him during this interview. But before that, welcome to Valley Viewpoint.
Thank you.
Tommy, I'd like to start out with you. How did you figure out that you wanted to play something like what I have before me? Although it was even quarter size back then, I understand. What made you want to play this? Was there something that happened in your life?
Well, Jimmy George came to our town, and he was going to have a concert at the Pasco Riverview Seventh-day Adventist Church.
He's a good violinist?
Very, very, very good violinist.
Good.
Exceptional.
Exceptional. And we decided we were going to attend, so he inspired me when we went there.
Well, can I maybe tell a little bit more?
Sure,
about
Tom.
that
Talk to us
story?
about how you noticed your fledgling musician. You didn't even know he was wanting to be into music.
No. We had a little inclination that he was musically gifted when he was 5, but we didn't have any time to develop it. So after the concert, we took home a DVD, and Tommy did what any enterprising young person might do. He kind of made his own instrument. Well, it was out of a ruler and a cylindrical stick. And so it had worked for him, and of course he could hear the music. He could hear himself playing because it was Jamie George. He was playing along with Jamie George. It sounded perfect, you know. And so, you know, when I asked him,
Even sounded better than Jamie George when you were playing, didn't it?
No,
he was having a grand time, you know, coming around the house and playing this instrument. And so I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And I remembered back a couple years that he had inclined to music somewhat. And I said, so Tommy, do you like the violin? And his reply kind of set me back, but I tried to, you know, maintain my composure. He said, well, sure, I'm as good as Jamie George. And so I thought, oh, gosh,
right.
You know, don't fall over, Dad. Well, so I said, do you want to learn how to play violin, take lessons? And he said, sure. And so that's begun the lessons from then on.
Well, that is a terrific story. And we have to have idealism when we play, when we start. We have to either dream that we're going to be the world's greatest violinist or think we've already arrived. Either way, it certainly is important for us to get through all the hours that it takes. And it takes some good teachers, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Who did you have as teachers?
Well, currently I have Sherry Danielson and Ani Adams. Sherry Danielson is for the violin, and Ani is for the piano.
So you take both instruments formally and you practice each teacher just evenly and making sure they're happy?
Yep.
That is amazing. That's sometimes we kind of favor one or the other. Do you like them both very well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrific. So when you're playing your violin and someone's playing the piano, you kind of know what they're going through, don't you? Because you play the piano as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's good understanding. Did you start out with this violin?
No, I started out with quarter size.
Kind of a small baby-size violin, huh?
Yeah.
And you've put them alongside each other?
Yeah, if you put them alongside each other today.
Notice a lot of difference. So you've grown quite a bit since you started out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what size is this?
3/4.
So it's not quite up to that full size, but you're thinking that you might be growing into a full size one of these times?
I don't know, maybe 6 months, a year.
All right.
I don't know.
Who started you? Who was your first teacher?
My first teacher was Joy Matern.
And your second teacher?
Okay, so I have, B. Axford.
B. Axford. I've heard of her.
And
Yeah.
she just celebrated her 90th birthday.
Oh,
and Tommy
my.
he played violin for her, and I think she liked it more than the cake. That's what I think.
I think that's very possible. For a 90th birthday party, to have one of your students play for her, that would be a distinct honor for a 90-year-old teacher. That's outstanding. What a gift you gave. And I might suggest that many people of that vintage would love to hear the music such as we're going to hear after the break. Now, Tommy, you're going to be giving a concert. And talk to us about when that's going to be and where it's going to be.
So it's going to be at the Kennewick Seventh-day Adventist Church, and there will be appetizers at 5:30 p.m.
So they need to
have to
RSVP for that.
Yeah.
And at 6:30, it's fine.
It's the concert.
They can come, whether they don't have to notify anybody. It's free. And Tom, where is this church?
The address is 7105 West 10th Avenue in Kennewick.
Oh.
And,
so it's 6:30, Saturday, October 20.
yes.
You're going to invite Jamie George?
Well, we haven't yet.
You're going to send him an email letting him know that he's invited too. Well, you've heard about the concert. You'll hear a little bit more and see in the break time. Just before we hear Tommy play, we're going to be seeing that announcement about the concert coming up October 20.
Blue Mountain Television is a viewer-supported ministry. That means we rely on you to provide the funds to keep this ministry operational. To support this station, please send your tax-deductible gift to Blue Mountain Television, 1200 Southeast 12th Street, Suite 2, College Place, Washington, 99324. That's Blue Mountain Television, 1200 Southeast 12th Street, Suite 2, College Place, Washington, 99324. Thank you for your generous support.
I'm talking with Tommy Mayhew and Tom Mayhew. They're both in the Tri-Cities, but we'll learn in a few minutes that Tommy is connected with the Walla Walla Valley as well in a very significant way. And to prepare for this concert on October 20th, we're going to hear Tommy practice a bit before our ears. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, I said practice, that's in quotes. But we're going to hear a piece that Tommy has prepared to play for you on television. And would you like to share with us what that is?
Yes, the piece is Great Is Thy Faithfulness. It's from the CD. I'm not playing it with the track, I'm just playing it without it.
Unaccompanied, huh?
Yeah, and it would have 3 verses, but I'm just going to play one.
Well, that'd be terrific. Thank you. Tommy, when I'm 90 years old, would you play that for my 90th birthday?
Sure.
That was terrific. That was such a gift for your teacher. And your teacher thinks you have a pretty good set of ears that God has given you.
Mm-hmm.
How did you discover that?
Well, she said she was going to do a test on me. So she had me face my back towards the piano. And she started playing some notes. And she said, okay, so what is this note? And I answered, okay, B. What's this one? C. What's this one? E. And then she said, it turns out that you have perfect pitch.
So you have played the piano enough as a little kid that your memory of your wonderful computer inside your head is retaining the amount of vibrations per second of all those notes, and you know what that note is without looking at it at the keyboard. You know which note sounds like a B. You know which note sounds like a G. Just you know it. That's perfect pitch. Have you ever tried your talent on like a squeak? Have you ever heard a squeak and then say, I think that is a certain note, and then gone to the piano and sure enough it is? A squeak?
Yeah.
You kind of
one time.
pushed yourself.
Bit.
That's called extreme perfect pitch, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's outstanding. And I noticed, Dad, that he truly does play very accurately and on pitch. And orchestra directors and conductors, they love violinists that play right on pitch. And so that brings us to another subject. You're part of the Walla Walla Valley, and how is that?
I'm part of the Walla Walla Symphony Youth Orchestra.
That's outstanding, and that just happened recently.
About 3 weeks ago.
So you tried out, you played this violin, and they
Yep.
said you pass, and you're going to be part of the
Walla Walla Youth Symphony Orchestra.
And are you going to be playing second violin?
I'm playing first violin.
They like how accurate you are playing on that E string too, because that's where the first violinists often play
Quite a
on the
bit.
E.
Yep.
Well, that's outstanding. Now, Tommy, just before we say goodbye to our viewers, could you tell them about your concert again, in case they've just joined us especially? Your concert is going to be on Saturday?
Yes. Our concert will be October 20. It will be at 5:30. Well, the appetizers will be at 5:30, and you need to RSVP for those. But if you want to come just for the concert, you can come at 6:30 without RSVP.
And you have invited Jamie George to this. We talked about that.
No, actually, we haven't
will.
yet.
Okay. Okay.
Promise.
We
Somebody
are.
else already mentioned that.
He's
Well,
been so gracious in so many
it
ways.
sounds
to
like
us
it.
that-
You've played duets with Jamie.
Uh-huh.
That is an honor that I certainly would love to have experienced, but I don't think I'll ever have that experience before or again. Thank you for joining us, Tom and Tommy. Blessings on your concert.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing for us, and I'm sure our viewers enjoyed that immensely. Thank you for joining us on Valley View Point. I'm Roger Johnson.